Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's Becca here again, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the pros of being a night nurse here in the United Kingdom, or being a night nurse in any part of these first class countries. I'll also talk about the cons and how to navigate your way around if you are a night worker. So this video is not necessarily about night nurses. Let me just put it night workers. So anybody who works in an industry where you have to do loads of night shifts, this video is definitely for you. I'm going to be talking about the pros in this video. I'll talk about the cons in a separate video, and I'll talk about ways to navigate your way around if you are a night worker. Stick around and watch this video right until the end. If you're coming across my channel, my face for the first time, hi, my name is Becca. I'm a migrant nurse, or I'm an immigrant nurse originally from Ghana in West Africa. I practice, I live, and I work in the United Kingdom as a registered nurse. The number one pro or the number one advantage is that you get more paid. In most institutions, because the night is classified as on social hours, you get more paid because some people pay you a time and a half, a time and a quarter, or even a time and a 75%, or even a double pay during night shifts and bank holidays. Usually because nights are on social hours and comes with its own complications or its own health benefits, it comes with enhancements to compensate for that kind of on social hours that you have to stay awake all night. And in some institutions, most employers conduct a risk assessment from time to time to show that you are still fit to work night shifts because of the complications that it comes from. But you are paid very well on night duties, and so yes, you are well paid. The second thing is that you avoid traffic, okay? So if you are traveling, if you live in a big city where traffic is an issue, usually the traffic build-up is home when people have closed from work. But because you are rather going to work at that time, you are likely to skip traffic. Also, if you live in a place like London or in some areas, there are decreased ticket fare, especially if you are going on the train. The ticket fare are decreased at some point or at some times. So you can get decreased ticket fare if you have to commute or if you have to travel to work. Or even sometimes if you are boarding like a taxi, Uber, Bolt, or whatever, if there is no traffic, the lesser the traffic, the lesser you are going to be paying for transportation. So you avoid traffic and you save money towards transportation. The next thing is you can school and work at the same time, okay? So usually if you're a student and you are looking to, combine school and studies, night shifts are usually the best shifts for you. I use myself as an example. When I did my diploma in nursing and I wanted to top up my bachelor's, I at that time had 2 children. I was pregnant with my third, and I decided to go to school. So when I put to bed, my third child was just 5 months. I went back to school, and it was so easy with the family, being around to support me. My mom and my dad were there to support me with the kids. So I was able to go back to school easily and do my bachelor's degree. And I mean, I wouldn't say it was so easy, but combining like work and school, if I was doing like day shift, I don't know how I would have coped or how I would have combined all these 3 things together and still be successful in all of them and still come out with a second class upper. Even here in diaspora, people do that if they are schooling and they still want to make some extra money on the side. Night shifts are usually the best because number one, it even pays you more, and number two, you can still commit to working and getting that money and still committing to your education or to your schooling. The next thing is that you can combine multiple jobs or side hustles if you are working night. This is because when you work night, sometimes your shifts are shorter, or the number of days that you have to work in a week to meet up to your contracted hours are shorter. So when you've done the 12-hour shift or the 12.5-hour shift for a night, it means if your contract is 37.5 hours, you're going to be doing 3 long nights in a week. When you've done this, you have 4 nights or you have 4 off days in a week. With this 4 off days, you can commit to your side hustle and you can commit to other, jobs if you are happy to work more. So I use myself as an example again. If I'm doing night shifts, the days that I'm not working, when I am off on the day, that is when I film my content because I'm a content creator on the side. That's when I film my content. I do my things that make me happy. I'm able to edit some of my videos. I'm able to commit to all these things and still make them all work. Next thing is that you decrease management duties or you decrease managerial roles. I don't know how to put it, but when you're doing night, the number of staff that you have to manage, especially if you're a senior staff, the number of staff that you have to manage is minimum. So you can still combine your duties and you can still combine or do your managerial roles or commit to your managerial task or your management duties. And also you don't have a lot of friction with the senior most management, because obviously they don't come around at 9 to check, unless they're coming on things like sports check, where they come just randomly to check what is happening in the unit, and to assess what people are really doing, or if something has been reported, they just come randomly to check. Otherwise, there is decreased management friction, because management stick to their days duties, and you stick to your 9 duties, and when they come, you just report to them whatever has happened, and you don't have to really bump into management. If you're the kind of person that want to reduce friction between management, the night shifts are definitely for you. Also, there is less competition, because you know that in the day everybody is around and everybody is mostly trying to prove a point, but in the night really people don't bother themselves about what other people are doing. So let's say, for instance, if you're a nurse and you're on 9 duty, you're on your unit, your colleague is on their unit, you can both work, your separate units. There is no competition. Basically, nobody is looking at what somebody else is doing. But in the day, people usually want to see what is happening and report to management, escalate things to management, because some of them just want to prove a point, not because the thing is really of a problem or the thing is a border, but they just want to prove a point. But usually at night, you are like a little family, really. You are together, you understand each other, you are working together as a team. At the same time, you avoid that kind of competition in the night. So it's really relaxed, it's usually chilled. If you're the kind of person that wants your peace of mind and wants to avoid competition. And that leads me to the next point, which is to exercise autonomy. Because there is nobody really at night, if you find yourself to be a senior staff at night, you have the liberty to make decisions your way. So you have that autonomy, that power to work things, or to make things happen the way you want them to happen, using your right clinical judgment, using your right skills and your knowledge. You escalate things as you're supposed to escalate. You work within your scope and within your strength and within your knowledge, really. But there are less interferences. You have the power to do things that are right, or to take decisions that are right, basically. Obviously, you have your colleagues, but if you're that kind of person that you know that you have high clinical judgment or high clinical skills, and you want to exhibit them fully, and you want to have that autonomy to doing things the right way, then usually 9 shifts are the best for you. The last but certainly not the least, which is the best part for me, is that flexibility in combining your family plus your work, combining or having that family commitment plus doing your work just as you should. So when I moved to the UK, because already I've been a nurse in Ghana before I moved to the UK, so from 2015 to date, I was always working 9 shifts, or I have always worked 9 shifts, unless the time that I was in the NHS, when I was doing, obviously I was in the specialty unit where I had to do long day, which was just about a year. Other than that, I've been doing night shift from 2015 up to now, and I realized that it's helped me to combine everything, especially family, and still commit to my work without having any much interferences. Because especially if you're in diaspora, where you have to do the school runs, you have to answer to school calls, anything that's got to do with your child, you have to be physically present in that child's life. You have to still commit to your family, help your children to develop and grow, and you don't have anybody around to support you. You don't have any extended family or any friends around to support you. You and your spouse can work around the clock. When one person is doing night, another person is doing day, and that really helps you to commit to both of these things without any interferences. In the next video, I'll be talking about the disadvantages or the cons of working night shifts, which obviously helps you to make an informed decision. If you are wondering, should I move to day, should I move to night? Because I've got a lot of people who are doing day shift, they want to move to night. Some are doing night, they want to move to day. They're not too sure how the decision is going to be made. What the decision is based on your commitment, or based on what your plans really are. And I hope this video help you to make an informed decision. So as I said, in my next video, I'm going to be talking about the cons of working night shift, so that you are just well informed and you can make an informed decision. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, for constantly coming back to the channel. Until we meet again in my next video, guys. Bye bye.